Hey guys, what is up? This is the next, well, I suppose the first in a new batch of updates for the Liverpool save. Now, I should just point out that I am way ahead of you guys currently, and what that means is like I've just uploaded like episode 20, I think yesterday, so I'm quite ahead of you guys. So I thought I might as well just continue to play on. That's what this whole thing's about, right? Progress. So whilst I'm doing that, I thought I might as well press on because, as I've mentioned before, this is like my regular save that I just play if I want to come in after at night or whatever and play Football Manager. This is what I played, so you could just bear that in mind. But yeah, so after last season's mishaps in the league, we come back to this season, and so I don't know how long these are going to go on for. I can't say as of yet. Depends how much I play with. But if you guys want the live commentaries to come back, they will come back. It's obviously got to be if it's just like two or three people who want it, and everyone else wants updates, then or whatever the other way around, then of course we'll see. But this is anyway. Getting back to this here. So this is season. I've actually lost count now. I think season 21 or 22. And we are currently third. Well, I'll say Chelsea are joint third with us. Arsenal lead the way currently with 61 points ahead of Man City. I think Arsenal again just have this sort of thing where and I think Tottenham probably will do it next season where they'll come back and just sort of new team, or not even a new team, just sort of a new vision, I suppose, and they take to the top of the league, and that's pretty much what has happened here. And we have slightly struggled to an extent in the league. But what I'll show you, and I'll also get back to that in a moment, it's been more. I think the term I describe it as is patchy, mostly good. Few losses and draws, niggling away, that have really been, I wouldn't say detrimental or anything, but have been quite a little bit damaging to our league form. But then again, only 6 points at this point. We've got 13 games left, and not actually. Is it 6 points? Yeah, 6 points behind Arsenal, so it's not too bad. Anyway, let's have a look at our transfers. Nice history. So to just get rid of the players I've gotten rid of first, this is of course in February. We're going to go back to the old style, so 6 months or so have passed. Just ignoring the loans for the moment. Christian Hasley, I've sold him. He is, of course, I bought him for just under 20 million. Well, quite a while ago actually, from Manchester City. As you can see, his form has dipped recently, and he was one of those players who, yeah, he's a very well known name. He did quite well for us. I mean, he was 8 years he was here, so he's done a fairly good job. Okay, a bit of a loss there. But I thought, overall for what he did, he scored some vital goals. But with the likes of Forbes and Bergen, who are another level to Ashley, there was no room for him in the team anymore. And to be honest, I felt that I just needed to let him go. So that's Christian Hasley. He's 28 now as well, so maybe I could have stuck on for him a bit more, but there you go. Caratazzolo, you'll see why I got rid of him in a moment. He's 35 now. I realise, to keep a veteran defender is always useful, but I've already got one of them. He's called Simon Moore. um, I'll get on to that in a moment. Tell Masari, I actually regret selling him now, especially for just a cut price of 4 million. And he's been here for a long time as well, for 11 years, for 10 million, I suppose. Not too bad, I guess. Is he? He's not one of world's global superstars. Jesus Christ. No, he's okay. I just felt the reason I regret is because now I've got a bit of a crisis in the centre of midfield, and because at the start I thought he wouldn't fit, but it turns out he does. But the problem is now I've got lots of DMCs. Turns out he obviously was the best defensive midfielder, but at the same time, I've got others coming through, but I was like, I haven't got any attacking midfielders, and it was like I was getting overrun by DMC, so I had to get rid of them. And yeah, it went all horrible and weird. Anyway, finally, Leonardo Silvani, I finally had it up to here with him. The reason I sold him, and the reason I'm selling him is he is brutally inconsistent. I think I've given it. So I've given an excuse to several other players. How's he getting on? 3 and 4 appearances. Screw you. Um, yeah, he was inconsistent to annoying amounts of degrees. Like some games, like one game he'd score a hat trick, and then not score for 4 games, and like put in like ratings of 5.8 and 5.9, and then next game he'd get a scrappy goal, and then he wouldn't score again for 2 other games, and he would never build. I mean, look, okay, looking at these attributes, they're actually quite good, but he didn't he didn't press for that first team to stay in the first team. And he for every good thing he did, he'd do something bad after it. Whether that's just not scoring, not building on his good ratio, or what have you, he just wouldn't build on it, and he was too inconsistent for me. And I just felt get rid of him, just cut me losses and just get rid of him. So that's that. So I raised £16 million. I already had like 150 million transfers, so I could be a bit fancy, and you can see later I did. A lot of kids are brought in here. A lot of kids. 16-year-old here. This is Hans Rogalski. He's actually done very, very well. Yeah, 11 goals in, I'm going to say 20 appearances with 2 assists as well. Averaging a 7.29, which is excellent, I think, for 2 million, just under. That's not bad. Next one I brought in is a centre-back from Barcelona called Esteban Gonzalez. He's only 18. He's not too bad either, looking at the reports. 3.5 stars centre-back. He's played a bit in the first team, but it's quite annoying because for some reason, whoever manages the reserves won't pick him. So I say, okay, yeah, he's fine to play for the reserves, to keep his match fitness level, and then he doesn't play, and his match fitness goes down, and it's a terrible bloody vicious circle. This guy next, any Scandinavian, any Scandinavian viewers, how in the hell do I pronounce this? I don't know. I think that is just a regular O, like you just say as ooh, don't you? So it's Lasso, Lishu. I don't even know how on earth you pronounce that. It's an extremely foreign name to me. If I do sound a bit ignorant of your language, I do apologise. But we don't have letter arrangement like this. We don't certainly have this strange O with a cross through it. So yeah, I don't know how on earth you pronounce this guy's name, but I thought I'd have a hard bargain from Brondby. For just how much are they buying for? 400k. He has good potential. He has 2 stars. He's actually gone down. That's a shame. He was 3.5 before. Never mind. Next one for 3 million from Barcelona. As you can see, I'm getting a lot more bargains this time. Another centre back from Barcelona called Antonio Perez Montero. Don't know why I did the accent there. And he's again made 4 appearances, very solid appearances. He's also scored in a non-competitive game. I think that was a pre-season friendly, which I'll show you in a moment. A bit weird then. One actually got given by an agent. One I very, very rarely give in to agents saying, "I've got to play here. Look at this player. He's great. He's Russian for some reason." So yeah, I don't usually fall for them, but this guy I thought I'd give an opportunity to. 2.5 stars isn't bad. He only has 1 star there. He's a left back. I thought, why not? I think Shimpy wants to go. I might have to let him go soon, mainly because he wants a new challenge. There's nothing I can do about that. So yeah, this is Kirsten's or Kirstein's for free transfer. I thought, why not? And here we have. Now, I didn't just sign this guy for his name. I just hope to God that he's okay because at the time of recording this, I'm still in the middle of the Euros here. He is his namesake, the Portuguese legend, is in hospital, so that's a bit of a shame. But I think he's okay. And yeah, he's only 18. I think he used to play for Real Madrid. Yeah, and when you have a player, he scored 11 goals as well, and that's actually really damn good. 7.5, nearly. When you have a player from Real Madrid, 18 years old, called Eusebio, you have to take notice. And finally, now this guy was someone who I've been circling around for many years. I don't say many years, for the last 2 seasons, I'd say. You may remember last season, I think he scored against us when I thought, oh no, sorry, he didn't score against us. That was this season. And I bought him in January, as you can see, for 12 million, which I think was a bit of a bargain. But for what he's, I mean, look at this season here. He's a former Man United player. Bought him from Nottingham Forest, but they sold one for 2 million, I think, for Wigan. And in his first season for Wigan, he scored 15 goals and got 9 assists. He was absolutely amazing. This one he didn't do too badly, but overall he still got. I mean, he scored 6 in Europe. Wigan, Europe, really. Oh yeah, they won the League Cup. And I thought, why not? Why not take a gamble on him? And he scored 2 goals. He scored 2 goals on his debut in the FA Cup, I think it was. So he looks okay. I mean, he looks overly smug about himself, but yeah, it's bizarre that it's an exceptionally French name, but he is English. He is. Fan actually had to pronounce that again. I can't pronounce any names that are just not basic. Well, yeah, his name is Josh Champlever, so that's that. Now to go over the fixtures where we have been. Now I just got to explain these three very quickly. What the hell happened here? You may be wondering, how did we concede 20 goals in 3 games? Well, because the season finished late now, because the game's stupid, it put the Champions League final on May 31st, which is give or take a day or two. June. Of course it's May. It's June. So basically, what you have there is basically a Champions League final that looks like it's pretty much in June. So they had like 4 weeks worth of holidays. Did all the players once they'd finished the season. So they ended on the 2nd of June and came back like the 2nd of July. So they had 4 weeks, and there's players who still needed a rest. Pretty much the whole first team needed a rest, so I gave them an extra 2 weeks. So they came back in the middle of July, still a month away before the Premier League season. And so what happened was, if you look here, apart from one or two players, this was pretty much, as you can see here, with the exception of Silvani, no one else was in the first team. Jim Murphy, who has been in the first team but not for a while, yeah, so basically everyone was dead. So they were on rest. They were all on rest, extended rests, and I was forced to play the youth team, and was also forced to. I didn't. It was the assistant. Um, this one was slightly more experienced. We've got Maloney, Antunes, Silvani, Will. I mean, even these two aren't that experienced in the first team. Maloney is, but Silvani and Wiltshire are the only two there. Maybe Antunes isn't really. And this was when I think Gonzalez. Yeah, this was like his first game. Not the best start in the world. And then finally, this guy went sick for the San Jose Earthquakes. 5 goals. And again, I think I played the slightly. Yeah, I mean, again, apart from Jackson, even Jackson really, he's still quite young. Antunes, sure, even they're not, you know, real experienced players. Apart from Silvani, again, no major experience. But then, as you can see, this was when some of the players came back. Obviously, this was like the first true game here. We still had this goalkeeper. I don't know why he was playing, but I didn't pick the team. I don't do pre-season friendlies. I think if you do it, they're a waste of time. And as you can see here, unless it's your first season, I wouldn't recommend doing pre-season friendlies. Unless you have an entirely new team, of course. But yeah, as you can see from here, we built on it and we did rather well. So we had the first start, then we had the first game against Nottingham Forest, and guess who scored? Above all, Fredinho. And I've also gave a chance to this one to Byron Barnes, who was absolutely brilliant. And as you can see through his appearances, he's done really, really well. Oh dear, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry, as I was saying, so I was rudely interrupted there. 15 appearances he's made. That's in the combination of Europe and league. So he's getting. I mean, okay, he's 24 now. He's been here for quite some time though, but he's never really been able to step up. But this season he really has. So next game was against Southampton. Silvani with 2 goals. Me thinking, and now watch him not score for a while. Fredinho once again. So he's almost already. Yeah. Actually, that brings me on to my next point. He basically won us the Super Cup here against Benfica, who won the Europa League. He basically in this game scored as many goals as he did all last season. So in one game, he scored as many as he did last season. I think it's fair to say he's back. And then this is our group here. We qualified with relative ease. It was Juventus, Olympiacos, and Celtic. Felt a bit sorry for Celtic, but there you go. This was the first game against Olympiacos. Believe it or not, Alcino Lopez, who has now really stepped up his game, scored a hat-trick. He's now 20. He's really breaking into the first team. He is, as I've talked about before, I've mentioned him before, 20 free kick taking astonishing, just brilliant from free kicks. He really is. Next game then was against Juventus. Now this was in the middle of a bad run, which I'm going to show you in a bit. But this was it was good to see this because the morale was a bit crippled at this point, so they did quite well to win there. Played Celtic at Parkhead. Fredinho, Castillo, and Sadler with the goals. Fredinho scored twice again at the return leg against Celtic there at Anfield. And then finally here, this was this annoyingly, I played quite a strong team here. That was reasonably strong, and we got and actually yeah, that gives me a point there. You'll see quite a lot of this random, I don't know what you'd call it, self-destruction over the course of the next few minutes because you'll see quite a lot of goals. I mean, at this point we'd already qualified, I should point out. So, and then we had a 1-1 against Juventus at home. So we'd already qualified, we already had first, so I wouldn't worry about too much about that. So that's the Champions League. And then, yeah, we played Wigan, the holders, in the League Cup third round. Fredinho scored another hat-trick, and there's Champlever, obviously, scoring against us. And then this. Now, for those who've been watching for quite a while, you know the Hawthorns is a bit of a dodgy ground for me. It's a bit of a bogey ground, and it's proven here again because for no apparent reason, we lost 4-1. I don't know what happened here. Well, I do know Shimpy had his horror game. Dan Liddle didn't particularly play very well. Lopez had his shocker. And this is what I'm going on about Silvani. I mean, look, you look for him to do things, and he's 6.1. He was awful. He didn't do anything. So yeah, now we lost 1-0 to Sunderland, who at this point were flying high in the league. I mean, really flying high. And again, yeah, we'll show you it again. Silvani admittedly got injured, but look again, 6.0, not particularly that good. If he was 7 something, I'd say fair enough. He got injured, he was stopped in his tracks. Matei, who you may see later on, I'm getting a bit fed up with, incredibly consistent as well, a bit similar to Silvani, but he'd do more annoying things like what one pet peeve of that you more long-time viewers may know is shooting from outside the box. Even if you set their long shots to rarely, it doesn't make a blind bit of difference. Well, it does. It makes a little bit of a difference, but they still, whenever they get the ball, they're 18, 20 yards out, they're still going to twat it and try and score. And it just goes flying over. I'd say 1 out of every 50 showing them shots goes in, and it's really annoying. We went to Old Trafford and won 1-0. It was an own goal. There was no one really outstanding. I just think Steve Jones here, who is usually very, very good, had a bit of a poor game. Raphael, a few people have been confused by this guy. It's not. I can't believe people. Look, 2032. It's not the real players. Come on, use your head. Good lord. We went to Stamford Bridge and played 4-1. So just point out that is a regen called Raphael. If there happens, look, there just so happens to be a player called Raphael, and there just so happens to be a player that I've signed called Luis Suarez, who I've given the number 7 shirt to. Okay? Just a coincidence. In fact, I did that deliberately with Suarez. I gave him the number 7 shirt deliberately. But he is Spanish. See Fredinho just scoring for fun again there. Then we lost to Borough in the 4th round of the League Cup. We've been screwing around in the League Cup lately, aren't we? This one, I think that this was a poor team selection for me. I decided to throw these two, and I decided to throw in Rogalski because he was really on fire at the start, but he didn't really have much of an impact. Looked to more senior players like Labars, Matei, Brown, Langeveld, but they really didn't turn up. Silvani again came on at 6.3, lowest of them all. I'm sure you're beginning to see my point. Then we played Tottenham at home, and Fredinho scoring in the 77th minute. Really, really good fun from him yet again. Paul James, man of the match. Then we played Huddersfield 0-0. And this was about here. As you'll start to see. What the hell happened there? As you can see here now, you see just like a few blips, patches. 4-1 there, 1-0 there, 1-0 there, 3-0 here, 0-0, 0-0. So, you know, you're beginning to say, okay, we had a 5-0 wedged in between. Brighton were rather poor, I've got to say. I mean, look at that. It's like England versus Italy. So, if they were prolific. But it was about here, from this Olympiacos game, no apparent reason that we really bombed in that game. And then we had a bit of a wretched run. I mean, draws. With 0-0 against Leicester, I mean, that Juventus game wasn't a big deal. Since we'd already qualified, you only needed a point to guarantee first. But what happened was Suarez got the goal on. I thought, great, half-time goal, we're going to win the lead. And then they got another goal straight, like literally straight away. So that was a real kick in the teeth. And then we had to, of course, play in the Club World Championship. We lost to Americia, I think is how you pronounce that. Not obviously America. Um, and yeah, this was strange. Castillo had a shocker. So too did Jason Forbes. In fact, the whole team I felt just was very crap in this. I don't know what happened. And then, we had a bit of a lift, thankfully. We beat Okayama 3-0, but then again, I think most teams could beat Okayama FC 3-0. I mean, they would have 10 men for quite a lot of it, but didn't really matter. We came third, didn't really, no biggie. And then 5-0 against Wolves, we think, oh, okay, maybe we're getting back on track here. Guyan with 2 goals, Forbes with 2 goals, a bit better from him. No, we lost 2-0 to Newcastle. Trevor Cooper once again getting another player coming back to bite me in the arse. Physically, he's phenomenal, as I've said. Well, phenomenal, he's really good. But, this guy, Michael Campbell's actually a really good player from America. You have to get a lot of Americans on this. Turn out to be really good. And yeah, so that was a pain in the arse. And then it was even worse. Lost to Arsenal at the Emirates. Suarez, once again, Luis Suarez putting us in the lead. But we lose the lead yet again. Unbelievable. And then this was the literal corner turner here. We beat City 3-0 at home. I just feel at home we are absolutely at times unbeatable. I think we've lost once this season at home. Who was that? Who was that to? Sunderland. That's right. I think everyone has a bit of an off day. But we built on it then. We beat Southampton 3-0. Again, Castillo with the goals. You've not seen too many Silvani goals here. Beat Forest 2-0. And then this happened against Newcastle. This was a bit of retribution, I suppose. It was Champs-Élysées' first game. Fredinho got another hat-trick. And it was just, again, we have this knack of either getting battered by Newcastle or we absolutely destroy them. I don't know what it is. Remember, I think it was 8 or 9-0 a few seasons ago? I don't know what happened. And then, we just kept plodding along here. 5-0, 5-1, and I'm thinking maybe we're getting back onto this now. So, since that Arsenal defeat, we've really improved, only with the one draw, and that was against Birmingham, another bloody bogey team of mine, Jason Forbes, picking up there. Fredinho, a bit of an off day, I suppose, but, I'm willing to give that up for how many goals he scored. I mean, let me just show you, he is out and away the leading goal scorer. I mean, look at this, 26 goals so far. That's the Fredinho we know and love. Suppose he's had a bit of an off season, so last time. So I'm willing to give him that. I love how he scored. The more goals he scores, the more his value seems to go down. But the less he scores, the more his value goes up. Last season, like the start of last season, he was worth like 2 million. The end of the season, he was worth 5. So at the start of the season, he was worth 5. He scores 26 goals in 28 appearances, and I was worth 1.5 million. I don't know. Suarez chipping in with 10. He has improved dramatically. I mean, a lot of people forget, everyone thinks like, oh, did you pay a lot for this guy? No. I paid £3.5 million for him. I could potentially sell him on for 20, 30 million. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but he has done phenomenally well. So, phenomenal, but, he's done really well. I mean, 10 in 22 is not bad. Castillo chipping in with 6. Lopez guy from midfield. I know Florian Mayer is a really difficult one. Again, really inconsistent, but I can't quite fault him. And his stats are absolutely astonishing. Look at that. But his average rating, I mean, he only played like 10 games. I'm willing to give him a first season. I'm willing to give him an opportunity there. I paid £42 million for him. I criticised him in the past, saying, I don't really know what his place is in the team. I still kind of don't, because he doesn't, he scored 4 goals there, which, isn't amazing by anyone's standards. Still chipped in, but he's not a defensive midfielder either. But he's not an attacking midfielder. And it's like, well, what are you? You've got to be one or the other. So I don't know what he does exactly, but whatever he's doing, he seems to be doing it right. Sadler with 4 there down there. Not bad for him. He's having quite one. He's been injured a bit though. He got injured for about 6 weeks. Champs-Élysées, you can see he's only obviously just come in. 2 goals though on his debut, as I say. So his acceleration's great. He's got great pace. So hopefully he can link up with Jason Wilshere, who I'm not particularly happy with, because he's very inconsistent as well. I may end up selling him. I don't know, because his finishing at times is absolutely dire. Anyway, so that's that. Well, actually, the last thing, who have we got in the Champions League? It's the Besiktas. Don't know how they got through. Because we could have played the likes of I don't know. Actually, I think because we finished top, so we could. Who could we have played? Could have played Bayern. Could have played Marseille, Sevilla, not Juventus, Valencia. So but we got Besiktas. So dodged the bullet there. So the final's going to be at the Stade Velodrome. That's Marseille's ground, I think, or was their ground? I think it's Marseille. Yeah. Oh, that's the one with like that arch. Not an arch, it's like a curved stand. It's a really, really nice stand. I like that one. Anyway, before I delve into more crap, I'm going to leave it there. So, thanks for watching, and I will be back with the next. I don't even know what bloody season it is. I'm going to be back with the season review for whatever the hell this season is. I have completely lost count now. So, thanks for watching. If you want live commentaries to return, they will return. But for now, just whilst I'm ahead of you guys, I'm just going to progress into this season, or just into the. I'm going to progress into the years even more, so that if we do another live commentary series in the future, it may very well have some more different players. Who knows? Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. So thanks. Bye bye.